Today's reflection from the Quran. In today's Quranic reflection, we turn to verse 20 of Surah Al-Furqan, where Allah says, "And we have made some of you as a trial for others. Will you then be patient?" This verse contains a profound wisdom, one that deserves deep contemplation. While we could spend hours unpacking its full meaning, let's take a few moments for some brief but powerful reminders. Context of the verse. This verse was revealed in the context of the prophets and their communities. Allah is addressing His messengers, telling them that they will be a test for their people, and likewise, their people will be a test for them. So when our beloved prophet faced rejection, mockery, and harsh treatment from his people, Allah reminded him, this is part of the test. In one narration, when some Bedouins were being particularly crude and disrespectful, the Prophet quietly said to himself, and the Sahaba heard him, Musa was tested more than this, and he showed patience. He reminded himself of this Quranic truth. If Musa could endure greater hardships and still remain patient, then so can I, and so can we. Everyone is a test for someone. This verse also applies to all of us, not just to prophets. Allah has made each one of us a test and trial for others, and others a test for us. Different groups of people become trials for each other. One of our scholars beautifully expanded on this concept. He wrote an entire page on it, explaining, every group of people possesses characteristics that serve as a test for others. Examples of these tests. The wealthy are a test for the poor. Will the rich use their wealth in a halal way? Are they earning it lawfully, spending it wisely, giving its due in charity? The poor are a test for the wealthy. Will the poor remain patient and content, or will they fall into envy and despair? Those in power, leaders, politicians, are tested by their authority. Will they rule justly or abuse their position? The general public are a test for those in leadership. How will they respond to being ruled, especially if they see flaws or injustices? Men and women are a test for one another. Our desires, our interactions, can we maintain modesty, discipline, and integrity? Parents and children each face trials in their relationships. Will they fulfill their responsibilities with love, wisdom, and patience? Subhanallah, sometimes the presence of something is a test, and sometimes its absence is a test. If you have parents, caring for them may be a challenge, but that's your test. If you've lost your parents, their absence is your test. How do you respond to that void? This ayah teaches us a universal truth. No one is exempt from trials. Every relationship, every situation in life carries a test, whether it's in what you have or in what you lack. Final reminder. And then Allah asks us a powerful question. Will you then be patient? That's the ultimate goal. To recognize the test and to respond with patience and faith. Some people are tested with children, raising them, guiding them, worrying over them. It can be one of life's greatest blessings and yet one of its biggest challenges. Others are tested by not having children. The pain of that absence is a trial in its own right. Subhanallah, the same blessing. Its presence can be a test, and its absence can also be a test. Let's take another example, being single. And since we have a good number of single brothers and sisters here, consider this your honorary shout-out. Being single can be a test, the loneliness, the fitan of desire, the pressure from society, it's not easy. But being married, as some of you have told me, I wouldn't know firsthand, of course, is also a test. Marriage brings its own set of struggles, responsibilities, and emotional challenges. This is the reality of life. No one is free from trials. You are constantly being tested on multiple levels. You are a fitna for others, and they are a fitna for you. And then Allah asks you, will you then be patient? That's the key. Patience, endurance, trust in Allah. And remember, a fitna doesn't mean failure. It means you're sitting an exam. Whether you pass or fail is up to how you respond. How do you pass these tests? This verse beautifully ties in with the three main areas of sabr, patience, that we always talk about. 1. Sabr in accepting Allah's decree. You must learn to accept that Allah has chosen certain blessings for you and withheld others. Someone has wealth, you don't. You have family, someone else doesn't. These differences are intentional and part of your unique test. That comparison, that whisper. Why does he have that and I don't? Why is she married and I'm still waiting? My cousin started the same career as me, now he's rich and I'm still struggling. That voice, that shaitan, is dangerous. It plants envy and restlessness in your heart. You must resist it. Yes, you're allowed to strive for better. Wanting more is not haram. You can work hard, improve your life, pursue success in a halal way. But never let comparison destroy your contentment. 2. Sabr in staying away from what is haram. When you're tested, especially through desires or limitations, you must resist turning to haram for comfort or escape. 3. Sabr in doing what is right. You keep doing the right thing even when it's difficult, even when it feels like others are ahead of you. Perspective. Check. Before I continue, let me remind you of something important. You might envy someone's wealth, thinking they've made it. But you don't know the stress, the sleepless nights, the pressure they face because of that money. You might look at someone's marriage and think it's perfect, but you don't see what happens behind closed doors. How many times do we assume people have perfect lives, only to discover their hidden struggles? How many times have we been shocked to hear about someone's divorce, someone's breakdown, someone's hidden struggle? Why are we surprised? Because we only see the surface. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. We assume their life is perfect, but we have no idea about the reality. So we must come to terms with a fundamental truth. Allah gave me what is best for me. Allah gave me the test that I can pass. Maybe if I had that wealth I keep wishing for, it would have ruined me. Maybe if I had that beauty, that fame, that status, I would have failed the test. Maybe the very thing I envy in someone else is the thing that would have destroyed me if I had it. 3 levels of patience. Sabr. This verse calls us to practice sabr on all 3 levels. 1. Sabr in accepting Allah's decree. Accept that Allah has chosen your circumstances for a reason. Your test is tailored to you. Yes, someone else may have more, but that doesn't mean it's better. What you have in Allah's perfect wisdom is best for your soul and your akhirah. 2. Sabr in staying away from evil. Whatever Allah has given you, wealth, beauty, influence, status, are you keeping it within the boundaries of halal? If you've been given wealth, are you avoiding haram transactions? If Allah blessed you with beauty or charisma, are you lowering your gaze and avoiding inappropriate relationships? If you have fame or a platform, are you using it for good or for ego? Every blessing can become a burden if it's misused. 3. Sabr in fulfilling your responsibilities. This is about doing your part. Whatever blessings you've been given, are you using them properly? If you have wealth, are you earning and spending in a halal way? Are you paying your zakah? If you have power or influence, are you using it justly? Are you honoring the rights of those under your care? And don't think this only applies to politicians or CEOs. Every one of us has some level of power over a family, a team, a classroom, even just among friends. Each of us is a leader in some way. Are we treating those under our care with fairness, compassion, and justice? Final reflections. This ayah is incredibly deep. Next time you get caught up in a personal conflict, family tension, friend drama, office politics, or even the overwhelming news of global crises, remind yourself of this verse. We have made some of you a trial for others. Will you then be patient? Yes, people will hurt you. Yes, there will be misunderstandings, injustice, even betrayal. This is life. No one escapes it. Not prophets, not saints, and certainly not us. But here's one final reminder, connected to the spirit of this verse. Just because you have a problem with someone doesn't mean they're evil. Sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that if we don't get along with someone, they must be a bad person. But that's not necessarily true. Two good, righteous people can have disagreements. Two sincere, God-fearing individuals can still experience conflict, and both of them may still pass the test. Just because someone doesn't like you or you don't click with them, it doesn't mean Allah is displeased with either of you. It doesn't mean one of you is corrupt or insincere. Let us humble ourselves. You and I do not represent Allah. We do not represent the entire deen. Someone disagreeing with you or disliking you does not automatically make them evil. Even the Sahaba, the best of generations, had disagreements and tensions among themselves. There's a powerful moment in our history that illustrates this. Someone once came to Ali ibn Abi Talib, R.A., and began speaking negatively about Muawiyah, R.A., assuming that because they were on opposing sides, Muawiyah must be evil. But what did Ali, R.A., say? Number, don't speak about him like that in my presence. Yes, we are in conflict, but this is a matter between two brothers. I pray that Allah enters both of us into paradise and removes from our hearts any hatred, so that we are among those sitting face to face on couches in Jannah. Subhanallah. That's the spirit of Islam. Just because there's tension, just because there's conflict, doesn't mean either person has failed the test. You can have your differences, but still both reach paradise. So what's the takeaway? You are a test for others. Others are a test for you. Your job is to pass your test. How? By showing patience, by abstaining from evil, by fulfilling your duties and obligations. That is how we succeed in this world and the next. May Allah grant us the strength to pass our tests. May He purify our hearts of envy, anger, and arrogance. And may He unite us in Jannah, sitting together with no ill feeling between us. Ameen.